Yeah, hi everyone. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the master data in sales and distribution. Okay, yeah. So in the last session, we have discussed till this enterprise structure. I think it's all gone here. Okay, so now it's time for the master data. Okay, the second set over here. Okay, so yes. So what are the master data in sales and distribution? We are going to see that one by one. Okay, first I can list it down, so then we can just see that okay one by one very deeply. Okay, same like the enterprise structure here. Okay. Okay, so the contribution of master data in sales is very high because almost 50 to 60% the contribution is very high here because most of the data will be get populated from here. Okay, yes. So with the same pattern we are going to have that one. Okay, so let's have this. So the first master data, okay, let's have the first master data here. Okay, so we are going to have the material master here. Okay, so we are going to have the metal master, and the second thing we are going to have the okay, so business partner we are going to have, and third thing we are going to have the condition record. Okay, these all things we are going to have it over here. Okay, so the metal master, the business partner, and the condition record. So totally we have 3 master data over here. So we are going to focus on. So we are going to start with the metal master here. Then we are going to see one by one here. So let's start with the metal master here. Okay, yes. So what is this metal master here? Okay, so let me take a fresh page to start with. Okay, so what is metal master here? So the metal master, okay, so the metal master, okay, is nothing but okay, so you are going to sell a product, right? What is the actual KPI of a particular sales department is to sell the product, right? So for selling the product there are different type of material types are available. So commonly if you take 3 types, so that will be common for all the companies. First one you can able to take, okay, so it is a finished goods, and next thing is a semi-finished goods. Okay, and finally we have the raw material. So these are the common material type which is available for all the companies. Okay, see all the companies majorly, so they will be having this particular thing as a major thing. Okay, finished goods and semi-finished goods and the raw material, 3 type of things over here. In that we are going to focus on the finished product here. Okay, means finished goods here. Why? Because we are going to sell the product. Okay, the semi-finished product we cannot able to sell, and the raw material we cannot able to sell. Okay, these 2 things we cannot able to sell, but the finished product we can able to sell. For an example, finished product, you can just think like car is a finished product, and semi-finished in the sense, for an example, you can consider body of car. Okay, and you can think a raw material you can just put like for an example, so tires, like that. Okay, just think like that. Okay, so the car, okay, the car is the final product. Okay, it's a finished product here, so only that can be sold, right? We can able to sell what is that product, right? Yes, so that is the condition. So we are going to look into the finished product here. Okay, we are going to look into the finished product here, and parallelly we are going to see the configuration. Okay, so actually the configuration will not come under the scope, but anyway, so we want to see that. So what is happening in the configuration part for the finished product? Okay, because the metal master concept was actually it will be looked after by the middle management team, but still we want to know about this, because what is happening over there, we should have a clear idea about that, so or else we cannot able to control the impact. Right, whatever happens in there, okay, in metal master, it will impact my O2C, right? It will impact my cycle. Okay, so I need to be very clear about that, so I need to know about that. Okay, so let's start here. So we are going to have a particular thing. So we are going to create a product. Okay, we are going to create a product. So meanwhile we are going to see parallelly, we are going to see the configuration also. Okay, let's do that. So we have 3 T codes. Okay, we have 3 T codes, okay, for creating this particular metal master here. So we have MM01, okay, and MM02 and MM03. We have 3 T codes over here. See, in MM01, for an example, we can able to create the product, and in MM02 we can able to change the product, and in MM03 we can able to display the product. So we can able to do 3 different things over here. So normally, okay, 1 2 3, so normally we will have a lot of things. Okay, order, inquiry, quotation, we are going to see a lot of things here. Everything this will be applicable. the concept of 1 2 3 concept. Okay, wherever you can see this 1 2 3 concept, so 1 is for create and 2 is for change and 3 is for display. That will be the condition. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to create a material master. Okay, we are going to create a metal master. That's what we are going to see now. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so let's create a metal master over here with this particular T code here, and parallelly we can see the configuration, what is relevant to that, on how the differentiation is happening, so we can see that. Okay, so let's get into the system here. Okay, so let's get into the system. Okay, let's log in here. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, so what is the option we have here? We can just see that one here. Okay, so let's have this one. So for an example, so we are going for the T code for creating this, right? So this is MM01, the T code. We are going into that. Okay, just give an enter. So there you have this option here. Okay, so this is the first page where we are going to create this particular master data here. So you have some options here. Okay, just you need to understand what is this actually. Okay, so first thing you need to understand. Okay, so you can see the material option here. This metal is number range. We are going to codify. Okay, so we are going to give the codification for this particular material here. Okay, so how we have given the codification for our sales and distribution, all our enterprise structure, right? Like that we are going to give the codification over here. So this number range can be different thing. Okay, there are two type of number ranges out there. I'll explain that. Okay, and second thing is industry. Okay, industry doesn't matter here. Okay, industry you can able to create anything you want, but this won't impact anywhere. Okay, you can create anything. You can just select anything here. So maybe I'm selecting this mechanical engineering something. And now coming for the material type, there you can see the material types here. So in this we are going to focus on the finished product. You can see the finished goods. This is what we are going to focus. Okay, the finished goods is what we are going to focus here. So we have two configuration here. You can just see here very clearly. One is the number range and the second thing is the finished goods. Okay, the two number ranges we have. Okay, so we just want to go to the configuration and we need to configure these two things. Then we have to come back and we have to use this. So that is the condition. That is what we are going to have it here. Okay, so in this first we need to make sure that this number range, what is this number range and all these things we can just know about that. Then we can come back to the metal type here. Okay, right. So let me open a new window. Okay, yes, and I'll just explain you the number range about that. Okay, so let's have that number range. So there are two type of number ranges out there. Okay, so in terms of number ranges you have, so in terms of number ranges you have two type of number ranges. One is okay, an internal number range, and next one is an external number range. So you have two type of number ranges over here. Okay, in this, okay, internal number range in the sense, for an example you can set a number here. So maybe you can put a number starting with this 2. So this number, in the sense this is an interval. So from this interval to this interval is this number. Actually we are planning according to that. And what we will do, then we will assign this number range to a material type. So what is our material type? It is a finished goods. Okay, FG stands for finished goods. So we are assigning to that particular material type. What will happen whenever we are trying to select this material type and creating a material, we will automatically get this number. So we don't need to give the number manually. So it is an automatic number. So when you create the first product, it will be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Like that it will be keep on going on the running number. So that is how the internal number range will work. So this is completely an automatic number ranges. And go for external one. So here what we suggest is, okay, so the person wants, okay, manual one. Okay, so when in case of manual, so they are asking about the alphanumerical. Okay, they are using the alphabets or alphanumerical. So we suggest to go with external because system cannot able to find that particular flow here. Okay, it cannot find the sequence. For an example, they want the finished goods, okay, 01 SD 001, like that. If they have logic, so that system cannot understand the logic. Okay, system cannot understand the logic. So that case we have to put into the external number range, and the same thing we are assigning to FG, okay, metal type, but this time this is manual. So this time it is manual. Okay, so this automatic is not possible here, so we can able to get it only through manual. Okay, so we don't suggest to go with external here, always we suggest to go with internal. But if customer is having this kind of logic, then we cannot able to do anything on that. Okay, same thing, even the numericals. Okay, numericals also you can just maintain as a manual if possible. If you need, you can able to put that, so that is also possible here. Okay, based on the customer. Okay, completely is based on the customer, what they need we can able to process, right? Yes. Okay, so now we can get into that. Okay, so now we got an here. Okay, so now we just got this material. So now we need to go for this configuration. We have two setups. Okay, target here, one is this number range and one is this material type here. Maybe you can use the standard FG also, I'll show you that, but always don't use the standard. Okay, always you should use the copied one. Okay, you can copy and you can use that. Okay, because if you just taken the standard one and just manipulated, so in future if you want to refer something, you don't have anything to refer. So that's why we are asking you to, okay, just go for a copy and just keep the original as it is. Okay, let's go for it. Let me go for the configuration. Where is the configuration? The same T code, whatever we have seen in the last session. So the same T code here, go for SPRO. Okay, so enter and go for the reference. Okay, yes, so already we have seen in the enterprise structure, right? So here where we have seen all these things in the last time, right? Yes. Now what we are going to have is, okay, so we will be thinking that, okay, so once the enterprise structure is done, we will be going for the sales and distribution. No, we are not going for that. Why? Because the metal master is not belongs to us. Okay, the metal master is not belongs to us. Okay, it is the responsibility of a department. But still we want to know what is happening. So that is why we are saying this. So you will be thinking that, okay, maybe it is not in sales, so we have to go for the metal management, but we are not going into the metal management also. Why? Because the metal master, again, even though it is a responsible of a department, okay, but it has a several cross application connection. Okay, for an example, different departments is coming and approaching that metal master, because the FG is a material which used by the sales department. So raw material will be used by the department. Like that, the department wise it will be different. So it cannot be common to the metal management also. So where it will be available in the common. So common means, already we have seen in the enterprise structure, common means where it will be there. So it will be there in the logistics general, right? So common means it will be available in the logistics general. So get into the logistics general here. Okay, there you have an option. Okay, get into that. There you can see the metal master. Okay, there you can see the metal master. Okay, get into the metal master, and there you can see an option called basic settings. Okay, you need to go to the basic settings here. Okay, and just get into that. Okay, so there you can able to see the option, okay, which is called as material type. In the material type you can see an option called, you can see define number range for each material type, the first thing, and second thing you can see define attributes of material type. So two configuration. So we need two configurations, right? One is the number range and next is an attribute, means the material type. We need to create both the thing. So now we have both the things on our disk. Now let's go for it. Okay, now let's go for it. We can able to create that. So what is the first target we have? So the first target we need to go for the number range. Then we can go for material type, right? Yes. So here you can see the number range for each material type here. So the direct option, just execute on this. Okay, there you have the option like this. Okay, so one good thing about this number range is, okay, if you understand how to configure this number range over here, okay, you can do the number range configuration for any particular module or any particular thing. Okay, because wherever you go regarding the number range, it can be a order, it can be a delivery, it can be billing, wherever, it can be a master data, wherever you go. So the number range concept is same. Okay, so number range concept is same. Okay, so we don't have any change in number range. Whatever you see this structure, everything will be available same there. Okay, everywhere, not only in SD module, in all the modules it will be same. Okay, so you don't want to worry about that. Okay, so you don't want to mind about so what is happening. So just you want to go through that. That's it. Okay, so if you just understand the topic very well one time, you can able to do the configuration of number range anywhere. Okay. So here you can see an option called intervals. Okay, you need to go for this interval. This is just display mode, so I'm going for a change mode here. Okay, click on the change mode, and there you can see all the intervals are available here. You can see all the intervals. So these all the intervals are available here. Okay, for an example, you can see a unique number code range. Okay, you are giving the codification, right? Like that, you are giving the number range codification here, and you can see the from number, and you can see the to number, and here you can see the number range status. Okay, number range status is nothing but, so how much number we have used. Okay, you can see the number is till 23. Okay, so 100 here, and you can see here only 2210 has been used, right? So we can able to find this one. Okay, yes, yeah. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to create a new number range, right? Yes, we can go for a new number range. So for that, what I need to do is I need to find out which number range is free now, right? I need to find out which number is free now. Why? Because there are number of okay, intervals are already been assigned. Okay, if you go for the live project, you don't have that issue. Why? Because okay, in the live project, this screen will be completely freezed. It will be completely of a clean slate. So you can give any number you want, you can just create it. But here you can see, so in the server, so you can see already many things are being created. You want to find okay which number is free, you can use that. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, how it is available. We can see that particular option over here. So let me go and find some numbers over here. Okay, so I think it is difficult. Okay, so we can directly go and try. Okay, so we can see if anything is, it will say that it's overlapping. Okay, just go back. Okay, go back, and there you have an option called okay change groups. You can see an option called change groups here, right? So you can see that option called change groups. Get into the change groups here, and there you can able to see okay, so the options will be there here where the assignments will happen. So we will come to here later. Okay, we will come here later. So what we need to have is, now we need to go for here. You can see an option called create group. So we are going to select this option as create group here. Just click on the create group. Okay, so there you can able to see the option is okay, so we are going to create a group which we are going to consider as a number range. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so maybe I'll just put a number range over here. So maybe I'll put okay, so FG okay underscore okay number range okay underscore 01. Okay, I'm just giving like that. Okay, for a uniqueness. Okay, so then I'm giving a number range number. Okay, which number can be unique, I can give a number. So maybe I'll give a number called okay, I'll give it as y1. Okay, y1, and I'll give a number here. Okay, so I'll give some number. Let's see okay whether it is unique or not, because system will take only the unique numbers. Okay, it will not take any duplication here. Okay, it will look for only the unique numbers. Okay, let's check for that. Okay, so from number, let me put that. For an example, what is the number we can able to put? Okay, so we can see that. So for an example, let me put okay, so 22. Okay, so okay, so 1002. Okay, so 22. Okay, so 500. Okay, I'm just giving like that. Okay, so from this number to this number, I'm just giving like that. Let's see okay if anything is available or not. I told you about the internal and external, right? Okay, if you just leave as it is an internal in default. Okay, but if you activate this external number, you can see external tick mark. If you activate this external tick, what will happen? This will becomes the external here. Okay, this will become external here. So there you can able to see the external option is here. Okay, if you untick this one, automatically it will become an internal one. Okay, let's give an enter. Okay, give an enter here. Okay, yes, now you can save it. Okay, while saving, system will check for the duplication. If anything is duplicate or already it is available, it will check. If nothing is there, it will allow you to save. Okay, let's see that. Save it. Okay, so it is saying that okay, so okay, so the interval y1 is overlapping with interval 04. I think in 04 it is already this number is available. Okay, so let's give any other number here. Okay, so let me try with any other number. Okay, so let me try with this. Okay, this is overlapping with 19. Okay, perfect. Okay, everything is overlapping. Great. Okay, let me put any other number here. Maybe okay, let me put 6,200 to 6,500. So let me try with this. Okay, this also is overlapping, I think. So we need to think something different. Oh my god. Okay, everything is overlapping here. Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, I'll just put let me try now. Okay, now it is perfect. So no one is using this number. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, I'll try to save it. So now you can see the intervals are fine here, because you need to check. Okay, so the duplication here, so system is not allowing for the duplication. That is the purpose here. It's not allowing here, so you need to check that. But in the live project you want to check. Okay, you don't want to check here, because it will be completely a clean slate. You can give whatever the number you want. Now the number range is ready. Okay, now the number range is ready. So what is the next thing we want? Okay, we need the material type, right? So where we need to go for the metal type, so you need to go for the metal type here. You can see define attributes of metal type here. Okay, just execute here. Okay, you can just click on this execute. Okay, and there you can able to see. Okay, all the type of metal type will be available. In this you can see the metal type for the finished product. In standard it is, okay, I'll go to this position. Okay, to find this, click on the position. The standard metal type is FERT. FERT is the standard metal type for finished product here. Okay, if you want to copy, you can copy from there. Okay, yes, give an enter. You can see this is the standard metal type for finished goods. Okay, so what we can do, we can just copy and we can create our own thing. Okay, so don't want to so disturb this original one here. Okay, just make a copy here. Okay, you can see the same option is available everywhere. So go for a copy. Okay, and there you can able to see this. Okay, so let's change the name. So maybe I'll put, okay, so FG01. Okay, I'm just changing a name to this, and here I'm putting, okay, so finished goods. Okay, so underscore, okay, FG01. Okay, for uniqueness I'm just giving that. Okay, so these all things we can see that later. Okay, you can see these are the views, what are the pages we need to have. So everything will come here. Okay, that we can see that later. Okay, just give an enter. Okay, so enter. Okay, so there you can see your new metal type has been created. Now it is ready. Okay, so once it is ready, okay, once it is ready, so you want to do, okay, so you want to do one thing here. What we need to do is just you want to go to this option. You can see quantity and value updating. So just double click on that. Okay, just double click on that here. Okay, and here we need to assign the particular thing. Okay, so we need to assign, okay, so the valuation area to this to updating here. What is this valuation area? Valuation area is nothing but the plant. So plant is also called as a valuation area in finance. Okay, so they will be using this. So what is the plant we have used? So I think we have used some plant, right? So for assigning the particular case here, so that plant we need to activate for this quantity and value updating also. Okay, so let me activate for all the cases. Okay, so I'm not sure about which plant. So let me assign for all the case. Okay, enter. Okay, and save this. Okay, yes, this is mandatory. Okay, you need to do that. Okay, so save it. Okay, now it is done. Okay, so now we have the metal type and we have the number range. So both we need to combine it together. We need to assign that. Okay, this material type to that number range we need to assign. So I'll go back to the number range. Okay, click on this number range and go to the change groups here. Click on the change groups, and here you need to find the material type first. Okay, so just give Control F. Okay, and just find the particular material type here. What is the material type we have just created? FG01, right? Enter. Yeah, there you have. You can see, click on, double click on that. so it will take you there automatically. So here where the FG01 is there. So we want to assign this FG01 to our particular material type, right? So for our particular number range, so just click on that, okay, and assign to our number range. You can click on this, okay, assign option. You can see assign element to a group. Click on that. So it will show all the number ranges over here. So our number range is Y1, right? So let's go for Y1. So here is our number range. You can see the number range is available here. Okay, so just double click on that. So automatically it will get assigned. How to check whether it is assigned or not? Again, give a Control F and find this FG01, enter and double click on that, and there you can see it was assigned. You can see this number was assigned to this particular finished goods here. Okay, yes, and you can able to save this. Okay, and what happened? Okay, now it is saved. With this we can able to create the number here. Okay, with this we can able to create the number and you can able to see this. Okay, yes, so let's see that. Okay, how to create this material. We can create one finished product with this particular setup here.